Hey YouTubers, this is Liking the Covers 4963. How you all doing? I've decided to go ahead and start my collection, my comic collection. Just start running it. I've got 10 small boxes, so I decided to put it in categories. When I start out, I'm going to start out from my 60s, 70s, and 80s books. And then later on go through the 90s and O's and so on. But right now, I've only got 15, well, 14 and a half. So I'll go ahead and get this going here. This is my Fantastic Four collection, starting with my earliest one. This is Fantastic Four 76 from July 1968. This is Stan Lee writer, Jack Kirby art on the front and in the inside. This is a story of where the Silver Surfer's in the micro universe, and they need to go in and find him. And in the midst of this, Sue is quite expecting, or as the word is, pregnant. You could say that now. You couldn't say that years ago, but you could say it now. You could say a lot of things more now than you could back then. But in 68, you probably could not. I mean, well, in the 50s, they said you couldn't say it on television, but yeah. Now we refer to it not just as pregnancy, it's knocked up, all that kind of good. I'm going to get distracted. But yeah, this is the either the first or second appearance. I believe it's the second appearance of the micro universe as the modern micro universe is. So yeah, that's my first one there, my earliest one of the Fantastic Four. And it's kind of rough. I didn't really spend too much on it, but I mean, it's got a bunch of ticks over here. I mean, as people and you know different YouTubers been talking about. I mean, it's got stress, and it's not a great copy. I mean, I might even upgrade it someday. Everybody talks about, but it's not a top priority. I mean, I'm excited and I'm grateful to have it in my collection because I mean it is. I mean, it's the earliest one I've ever owned. So yeah, my second one. Oh, this is one of my favorites on the list of my 5 favorite covers. This here I put in when I did the man. Boy, I'm gonna destroy his name if I don't find it. But yeah, Manin Comics 123. When he did ask about his contest, 100 sub contest. One of the questions was, what was your 5 favorites? And this was one of those that I picked. And I'm trying to remember where it was on there, if it was 2 or 3, because I know the Champions I picked as the first one. But this here is one of those that, I mean, I liked the whole thing about this. The story, I read the story, well, when I first read this story, it was like years ago. And it was in the Marvel Greatest Comic. Don't quote me on that because I'm trying to remember if that was what they had that in. But I read the story. It was in the reprint. But this is the first time that I ever owned the original copy. Now, this here is a beginning of a 3-part story. And some YouTubers I've seen on their videos, they have 103, 104. I'm trying to remember if I see anybody have 102, but I'm hoping that's something on my list to get 103 and 104 to get the rest of the story. Okay, that's from September 1970, and that covers just yeah. I mean, there's a lot going on here, but the dark colors and the greens and then this here's yellow and. It's just one of those covers that's just, to me, in my opinion, awesome. All right, number 3 on my list here of Fantastic Four. This is 145, April 73 or 74. It's been a while since I've opened these up and looked, but it's a 20-cent 145, and it's nothing fantastic, but again, I mean, I like these. I like the cover, so I think it's one of the things I seen when I come. I believe I got this off of either eBay or one of the local stores, because there was times in the mid O's that I was doing stuff, getting stuff from eBay, and then in 2012 I was doing Yard Seller online, and so I mean, there's just a lot of different comics I've gotten over time. But I don't think I spent too much for this, but I couldn't pass it up. I mean, Medusa, Johnny Storm, and the Human Torch going up against, this particular Tarnak, the monster who walks the midnight snows. Okay. I also have the fourth one here. This is from April 1977. This is 181. This here is in real rough shape. It's pretty messed up, but to me, I wanted to read it, so that's why I bought it initially. And it might be one of those that I might get updated. I mean, get an upgrade someday, but it's one of those that I'm just grateful to have, and I've read. It's a reading copy to me. These next ones here is Fantastic Four 190. This is a short arch that I have, and this is from January 1978. This is my first book I bought from my local comic book store, and I had turned 14 the month before. Well, no, this came out probably in November of 77. So that would make me 13 going on 14. Okay. I'm just saying. But this here is one of my first ones that I started my collection. I still have it. I mean, this is the original. And I at first didn't have all these bagged and board like I do now. Most of my comics are now bagged and board. But I didn't have it that way all the time. And this one took a beating in the boxes and moving where we moved different places, and it just had to move along with us. So yeah, it's seen better. It's seen better. I mean, when I got it, it was really crisp and nice and everything. And I haven't looked at this in years. I mean, basically when I got it, put in a bag and a board, it just sits there along with these other ones. 191, the FF resigned. This is February 78. I'm going to try to get into this here and try to get this done. 192 is March of 78. 193, this one and the next one are just phenomenal against, Ben Grimm and his friend. I mean, his friend is Desmond Pitt, but I mean, they call him Darkoth. Oh man, I hope I'm not destroying it, but Darkoth. But this here is leading up to where this art started in 191. This is in a first appearance, and I guess he just on a panel or something, I guess. But it was, I've read these. But this is the first introduction of Victor Von Doom II, the clone to Victor Von Doom. 194, the Thing taking on Diablo, and his friend helping him, trying to take him on. One of the FF's villains from early back there, I think it's like issue 20, the teens or 20, that he was introduced back then. So yeah, reveal the shocking secret of the Death Demon. Okay. Put in 195. This is from June 78. Good Submariner and Sue Richard story, which if anybody that's went with Fantastic Four knows that Submariner's got that crush on Sue. It's not it'd be something if Reed had a crush on his lady, but Oh, I never heard of that one. 196 here. This is from July 78. That's pretty impressive there. I mean, with the dark here, yellow, pink, and yeah, I mean, it kind of all blends to me, but yeah, pretty intense. 197. I like this one a lot. This one here is just phenomenal. This is the return of Reed Richards' superpowers and taking on the Red Ghost. It's an extra copy. It's 198 is finding out that Dr. Doom was the one behind all this, that Doom had given Reed his stretch powers back, which is this of September. Also got October. This is the startling secret of the son of Dr. Doom. And to rule the world, I must slay my own son. And he says, if you do, then you shall die as well. Another one of my favorite covers. This is Fantastic Four. If I made a top 10 list, this would be in it. This is Fantastic Four 200, as everybody knows. I'm assuming everybody would probably know. This is the big battle between Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, and Dr. Doom. And it's just probably just self-explanatory. It's been long awaited since issue 5 till then, and they just clash. The last three I'm going to kind of get in here before my time is up here is 201. This is from December 78. This is from January 79, and Quasimodo and Iron Man. And the last one I have here for this one right now is Fantastic Four 203, which this is one of those where they are monsters, but then down here it's then who is rushing to save the Earth. So yeah, a pretty good one too. And this is before all the Nova and Spinks and the lady from the planet. I can't remember it offhand. That was issues 204 to 214, where they fight the Skrulls and everything. I don't have that run anymore, but one of these days I might get it in trade or something like that. So thank you for hearing me out and letting me, making me feel welcome here in the community. I have more. I'm gonna get into more of my list of Fantastic Four up until 89. And then I'll start off with another one. So, guys, if you want, subscribe. If you have any questions, send me a comment. Anything that I can do that you might be interested in, just ask in the comments. Again, thank you, guys, for everything. A quick shout out to Lightning 2288. I mean, he was one that encouraged me to, if I ever got a chance to do this. There's this, and there's a list I have of people that I'm watching their videos, and I spend hours because it's that interesting, because it gives me a chance to see comics that I have not seen in years. So yeah, thanks guys for everything, and keep on watching. I'll be watching yours.